Time for the new
Bobby's Big
Stories.
A Florida State University study has found that adolescent boys who are hurt in just 2 physical fights suffer a loss in IQ. Some studies showed that this IQ loss is roughly equivalent to missing an entire year of school. Experts recommend settling a dispute with a counselor or an adult. The physical injury of getting hit,
Oh, my.
even in 2 fights. And it makes sense when you think about it and go, the brain is receiving trauma if getting punched. But yeah, even 2 fights.
Dang.
Now, if they're like 7, the hits don't really hurt that bad.
But 2.
But a little older, right?
Gosh.
Because adolescents like 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 13, 14 when there starts to be strength. What's wild to me about fights is I have known a couple of people who have been in a fight where, okay, they get punched, but then they fall and they hit their head. And one was just a friend of a friend who died because he hit his head on like the ground. And you're just like, am I getting a fist fight and punch somebody? And that punch turns into, and then it's like you're being charged with a crime. Lunchbox, remember in Austin when that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Ugh.
Like it was just it wasn't even like a crazy fight. It was like 2 people been drinking a little bit, they get in a fist fight, but he hit his head on the curb outside and he died. And that's why I don't fight.
That's
Yeah.
why.
Well,
That's
I would get beat up every time too. Other than that, yes. But I think that's good to hear. The Journal of Adolescent Health is like 2 physical fights because you're getting punched.
Yeah, nobody here got punched as a kid.
No.
I got punched in the shoulder a lot. Got to put my head in the toilet, but never.
Obviously not hit in the head because you definitely weren't held back mentally a year in your...
But what if I was? I'd be like Superman. I play football, but also I don't like to get hit there either, I'll be honest.
I don't know. I'm thinking about kids in sports and getting hit. Jeez Louise.
So in football, you ever see when, like in practice or early before the season, they wear these things on top of their helmets that are like extra padding? You ever see this? They're called guardian caps.
Oh,
Are you familiar at all?
no.
I can show you like Arkansas. So it's the first time. So there was a player for the Colts, Jonathan Taylor, the running back. He wore the guardian cap on his helmet in a preseason game. I love it. Can't get enough of it. It looks like a cartoon because it's a little bigger, but it looks like the helmet. And with all the CTE, I'll show you during the break. I hope more players wear that. I would wear like the Michelin Man costume out there.
Yes.
I just wouldn't be able to run very fast, but that would be fun. Pickleball has surprising power. I'm a big pickleball guy. From the University of Miami, pickleball is exploding in popularity across the country, and one of the reasons why it fills you with joy.
It does.
It is fun because the floor is pretty high, meaning you can get okay at it pretty quick.
Yeah. I played last week and
Isn't it so fun?
yeah, but I think I'm gonna have to go to the chiropractor.
Yeah.
Few too many reaches.
You really
for
got
the-
to stretch.
for the ball. So yeah, you're right. I have to stretch more.
A study found that because pickleball can be played by most people regardless of skill or athletic ability, it allows you to be your true self with others. Yeah, you can get okay at pickleball pretty quick. Now, I've played like some of the really good people, it's different. They're amazing. But yeah, pickleball is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
I just like to play though, and I don't really care about keeping score. It's just like
That's
when
the
you.
worst thing I've ever heard.
What in the
No,
world?
it's just fun to like.
We're about to get in a fist fight right here.
It's just fun to like,
I hear you.
rally or volley or
And
whatever.
you're
it's called.
healthy like that, where everything doesn't have to be a competition.
No, I think most people want to keep score, but I just want to hit the ball back and forth.
The top 10 most well-behaved dog breeds: 10 American Bulldogs, 9 Yorkshire Terriers, Poodle, Boston Terrier, German Shepherd, Golden Retriever. Jake Owen got a German Shepherd. It's
Oh,
pretty-
really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm a little jealous.
Those are cool dogs.
I know. 4 a Cane Corso, a Shih Tzu at 3, Rottweiler at 2, and a Lab at 1. And when they do worst behaved, I just throw it away.
But yours was English Bulldog.
Yeah, we just throw it away. We don't worry about the worst behaved.
Okay.
Because English Bulldog's right up there. Here's the thing. I know he can hear me sometimes. I know. Because he will mind. We have tricks. English Bulldogs do not mind, but we have tricks. And I can do things with just my hands. He knows sign language. And at times, he will do every sign that I give him. If you go 1 finger down, he'll come here. 2 finger down, he will go there. I can sing the pee song. He knows to go pee and not. So we have all these little tricks, right?
Pee song?
The pee, yeah. Pee, 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 pee. He goes outside.
Okay.
So
okay.
I do bits with the dogs,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But there are just times where he won't even look up. Like last night, Eddie and I went to Baltimore for a baseball card event, which we can't wait to talk about it. Dear God. So I came into the house last night because anybody that drives up, he barks like crazy, like he's going to save the house. I walked in, the door opened, I walked in the house. He never looked up. Big noise, big noise, big noise. I walked by where his food was to make sure Caitlin had fed him, and she had, and I just touched the door very silently. Just a little tap. He was up, ready to see what was. He didn't give a crap about somebody breaking in the house. Cup of food, he's ready to go.
Yeah. Do you think he knew it was you though?
No, because the door was big and loud.
No, it's weird. My dog
No,
will
it's not
bark.
weird. It's not weird. He
No.
doesn't care.
I feel like they know it's us because my dog will bark at anybody that even gets close to the door and comes in. And when I come home, nothing.
Yeah.
They must smell us from far away.
Or maybe they know the sound of your car.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
They
Or they
know.
recognize
No, because
you.
no, I'm gonna tell you why that's not true, and I'll leave with this because I parked the Hyundai outside the garage and just came through the door.
Oh.
Okay.
So
I don't
anyway,
know.
Stanley, if you're listening, buddy, you're not because you don't listen to anything. An Illinois school worker gets 9 years for $1.5 million chicken wing heist. Remember this? Lunchbox, you'd remember this.
Yeah, she was selling the chicken wings on the black market.
She stole 11,000 chicken wings, sold them on the black market. It was the height of COVID, and now she gets 9 years in prison.
She was ordering all these wings and then never using them at the school.
Why would you buy chicken wings off the black market?
She had access.
Well, no.
Like, why can't
He's
just go to the
saying-
grocery store?
Hold on. You're asking two different questions and answered. You're saying, Amy, why would she buy them? She's not buying them from the black market. She was selling them on the black market.
Yeah.
So she would order them normally.
Like through the school's
Yeah, that's what
account.
I'm saying. She had access to all these wings that she could then
So, okay,
sell.
got it. So, Eddie,
Yeah.
then to answer your question.
So I'm the buyer.
So you're the dumb one, Amy. You're the smart one here.
Thank you.
Yes.
No. I'm the buyer.
I know.
Why not
Because-
just go to the grocery
them
store?
cheaper.
Way cheaper. Dude, haven't you ever been on the black market?
How much cheaper?
That's funny. Eddie's spicy hot chicken's all from the black market now. Yeah, but no.
That seems a little extreme, though. 9 years.
She stole a lot of chicken.
It's
though.
one. It's not the chicken. It's the $1.5 million theft, and so I'm sure she won't do 9. But yeah, I mean, if we go like she's going to prison for 10 years for chicken wings,
That seems a
that
little
does
crazy.
seem trivial. But if you go, somebody stole $1.5 million for a bank robbery.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I know. It's just like they're going to be at the same prison.
Right. It seems a little crazy.
Yeah.
She won't do 9 years, especially if she does not have a. But she also might have a record.
True. Didn't,
Like she might have had done a corn
Friars.
dog heist back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, now it's chicken wings. That's the news. There it is.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
I mean, I'd like to apologize. Your part was not dumb. It was just Eddie's was extra dumb.
Mine, why you would
Yeah,
buy?
yeah. Yours was extra dumb.
Okay.
You're rusty. You haven't been here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, let's play Nate Smith. This song just went #1. I just sent him a text message too, and so I texted Nate and I said, "You might just make it in music," and then that was
Yeah.
it. Nothing else. All right, here you go. Bobby Bone Show. 4 American Airlines flight attendants were injured last week during turbulence. It got so bad. Oh, this is torture.
Okay, see, this is bad. Turbulence is becoming more of a problem.
The crew members on the flight, this is like Tampa to Charlotte. This is like normal.
Oh, not even that far.
No, not even like India. The floor flight attendants, they hit. They had to go to the hospital. Luckily, they told everybody to fasten their seatbelts. I don't like it. I hate it. And I know they're like, you're safe. Okay, then why are they hurt?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Were they buckled or were they still
No,
trying
they're
to
working, Amy. They're working, trying to be the good Americans.
Right.
Yes.
So that's
You know what? I'm
It's because
sorry.
you dinged and asked for a cup of water.
That's right. You had to have your cup of water.
me. Yeah.
That's from Fox News. I don't like it because sometimes it hits and people aren't even ready. I keep the seatbelt on all the time.
What if you have to go to the bathroom, though? That's when I worry about it.
Like if you're sitting on the toilet and turbulence hits and your head hits the top.
That'd be terrible.
That sucks. Here's another one. And again, this is America. There are some phrases nobody ever wants to hear while they're on a plane. One of them is that the pilot is not qualified to land the plane.
The what?
Oh yeah, this is weird.
What? Wait.
During an August 8th Alaska Airlines flight, a passenger reported an announcement coming through the plane speaker system in which the pilot apologized because the flight had to be diverted to Salt Lake City because the pilot did not have proper qualification to land in Jackson Hole. So,
So how did he get on the plane?
well,
Well, he had qualifications to land elsewhere.
they were
No, but they
supposed
know.
to.
But they know where they're going. You got to say, "Hey, dude."
I think because they had to divert it,
Yes.
and the place they were diverting it to, he didn't have qualifications to land, which could have meant the runway wasn't. I don't know. 'cause
Right.
I hate flying.
But I'm saying he was the flight was supposed to go to Jackson Hole, and he was the main pilot flying them to Jackson Hole. And then when they're on their way, they realize, oh wait, this pilot can't land there, so they got to go somewhere else. How do you assign him to that flight? They should refund everybody's money.
It seems like that would be the case, but it just can't be. Like logically, something had to happen where they were having to land at a different
Yeah, like
airport.
I really thought when I saw that story that they were supposed to land somewhere else, and then it's like, oh, we're gonna have to divert here, but like, oh, whoops, sorry, can't do that because I'm not qualified to land. But also,
So then they had to go to a different
No,
airport.
it sounds like me. They were going on vacation to Jackson Hole, and they had to be diverted.
Imagine. The guy's like, I'm not qualified to actually even get up here.
Yeah.
Like, how did I get this seat?
I was wondering how I got on the schedule.
I just booked a ticket to fly, and here I am up in the cockpit.
Yeah, like regardless, shouldn't the pilot know how to land anywhere?
No,
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
different.
Yes, it's not about
things.
knowing. It's not about what you know, because you can know how to drive a car,
Yeah.
but if you don't have a license.
It's like what you're qualified to do.
Qualified. Okay.
Once on the ground, safely in Utah, the passengers were forced to wait on the tarmac for 90 minutes while a new pilot came to finish the journey.
Nope.
Finish the journey.
So part of the Jackson Hole thing was there were severe weather issues and possibly the training requirements for landing at that place because of the weather.
Gotcha.
What you need to know how to land in every kind of weather if you're flying people around.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the
And if you're on that
simulator
route, you
didn't-
should be.
And if it's so bad,
Yeah.
yeah, that's. See, this is why we shouldn't fly. We should go back to trains. All trains, all the time. Cody Johnson, Dirt Cheap, coming up. Eddie and I's baseball card story from last night. We went to Baltimore.
awesome.
Oh my God.
It happened.
Was it? Was it awesome?
Show.
Amy sent me this article, the length of your food orders, because this is somebody who said this, it keeps you poor.
Oh yeah, it's like it popped up in my feed on Instagram and it caught my attention because sometimes I, stare at the menu board and I'm like, wait a second.
So what are they saying before we play the clip? That if it takes you a long time to order,
That like when it comes to work or your career, like if you can't make decisions quickly or you don't have self-awareness because people are waiting behind you, stuff like that, then you're not going to be successful.
The lady in front of you takes 4 centuries to order a coffee and a muffin. What I realized very quickly is, if you want to get something done, you give it to a busy person. That's why they say you should take somebody to dinner before you hire them, or see how quickly they make decisions. Because people who take forever to order when they stand in line, one, are really comfortable inconveniencing somebody else, which means they have limited self-awareness, maybe borderline narcissism. And then simultaneously, they're not very efficient at the things that don't really matter. And so if we know we are here for a finite amount of time, why spend so much time on that?
so I can give this a B+. I can't give it a full A because I take people to dinner, or we go to dinner and they take a long time and they're actually quite successful. But I will say that indecisiveness is really the enemy of accomplishment and success. I think successful people in general will choose and be okay with it being wrong rather than not choose at all. Because if you don't choose at all, you're in the exact same place. If you make a decision and it goes wrong, at least you have learned something from it and you can start over with the knowledge that you did not have when you did nothing. So I think there's something to that. But to go, man, we went to Chick-fil-A and they took 41 minutes. Well, that person's not successful in life, but like 6 minutes. Yeah, that's a little over the top.
I feel like the narcissism part was a little stretch. Like,
Well,
what if they have ADD or they just really are indecisive that day?
Yeah.
There's hormones happening.
I would say, though, that if you are always the person who is late, I can't start getting more on this person's side. I feel it, though, in me. That if you're always the person who has this problem, you can look ahead. I look ahead at almost every menu if I'm going to a restaurant.
Same.
Because I don't want to hold anybody up, and I want to eat. Also, when I go, you guys have been to dinner with me. There are two things I like to do. When we sit down, would you like drinks? Yes, we would, and we're gonna go ahead and order two, please.
And
it's
the
not
check while you're at it.
Yeah, and the check. And it's not because not because I don't like you guys, but when I get there, I want to eat.
You're a little too efficient.
And then when it's over, I like my last chew to be swallow out the door. So yeah, it's a little weird.
And you're successful.
Well,
You've gone to dinner with our CEO. How does he order? Like fast, or he's taking a long time?
Good point.
I will say that folks that are busy often have things to do pre and post whatever they're doing now. So if we're going to like a work lunch or a work dinner's a little different because on the backside, there's a little more free time. We're in at this point, we're out at that point. I treat it the same way. It is borderline unhealthy at times. But I can see the narcissism thing where you're like, if you're in line, you're just like, I don't know. Or if you're in your car, just looking over the menu forever, you do get some grace period to look over, especially if you haven't been. But again, if you're going to Chick-fil-A and you've been 100,000 times, or you're going to Sonic and you know what you're going to get and you end up getting the same thing every single time, there's no need to continue to look at the menu.
Well, if you are having one of those days where you're indecisive, you can be self-aware and say, hey, why don't you go ahead of me and let the person cut? That way you can take the time. You're not holding people up.
I don't think you taking a little longer at the drive-thru keeps you poor. I think generally if you're an indecisive person, that probably holds you back in areas. I think that is probably the best way to describe it because, and I wrote a whole book called Fail Until You Don't, which is just get in, because as long as you get in, it's better to make the wrong decision than make no decision at all because at least you've learned something. And also, don't spend a whole bunch of time at Chick-fil-A. Although they do sometimes, like, what do you want? I don't know. There's on a menu. When they do that, sometimes and they come up with the thing, and it's like, I already know what I want. But, you give me 15 seconds looking at a menu. But they come up with the pad, and they're like, all right, sir, what would you like here? I'm like, I literally just pulled into the parking lot. That's a little tough.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A definitely.
That's a little tough.
I wonder how that meeting went. It's like, we don't even need menus anymore. Like, let's just go ahead and get rid of that. People know what they want here.
And let's do 2 lanes because they did the double lane now.
Yeah.
Hey, it's efficient. It takes forever. You can't hardly get in any Chick-fil-A at lunch now because, especially if it's a bad spot where it's like pulling in out of traffic because you're holding all the traffic up. And there's 2 lanes, but they manage that thing pretty good where it ends up weaving in at the end and they know exactly who you are. It's pretty cool. But they have a point, but they're a little crazy and I'm okay with it. Thank you. So I had this invite to go to this like secret baseball card club, baseball card society thing last night. Eddie and I flew to Baltimore after the show, and I was very excited. I don't get excited about much. And as I'm going up to it, there's an email that's like, you have to dress. We knew you had to dress nice because it was like a formal dinner, and we knew there could be. And Lunchbox had guest Cal Ripken, and I was like,
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Cal Ripken. I think it'll be bigger. So I'd like to acknowledge something about that just a second. And so we go, and I get the email, and it's like, you have to wear, it's called Smart Business Casual, no tennis shoes. Well, Eddie and I have button-ups on, but we have tennis shoes on. And so we're debating on my Instagram. There's a Marshall's 8 minutes away. We're like, do we need to go buy dress shoes? Like, do we need to walk down to Marshall's and buy shoes? And we're like, screw it. We're just going to go on our tennis shoes. And if they kick us out, they kick us out. I was so excited. I was very excited. I didn't know what was going to happen. Maybe Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken, I thought on the lower end, even though he's a great, I thought that would be too down the middle. Cal Ripken played for the Baltimore Orioles. Mm-hmm. We were in Baltimore. The event was at the Baltimore Oriole Baseball Park.
So it makes sense, right?
Yes, but I was like, surely it'd be Babe Ruth or something. Even though he's dead.
Right. Hologram.
Yeah, Babe Ruth, Jackie Robinson, somebody awesome.
That'd be cool.
We saw a helicopter coming in.
Oh, yeah.
That's when we got pumped because we're like, who are they dropping off? Turned out it was like an ambulance.
Starflight or
yeah,
something?
Somebody was dropping
They were in a
off somebody
hospital.
hurt. Yeah. So we walked to the ballpark from the hotel because we landed. They provided us hotel rooms. Not for free because it was a tough ticket to get.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, you got invited or you got the opportunity to buy a ticket?
A bit of both.
Okay.
I got invited, and I found a ticket for Eddie because I did not want to go by myself.
Yeah.
And there wasn't a +1, right? So
No, if you had
to
a
buy
ticket, you had no +1s. We get there, and I posted pictures of people that were around us. And I'm a nerd for a lot of things. I love sports cards, baseball cards. And so we get there. I was feeling pretty strong about us being the coolest guys there. And I never feel that way.
Yeah. So
I mean,
yesterday I was concerned that, you were going into some rich person weird thing.
No.
They
Well,
have,
the rich person, no.
No. But I was picturing you being like, it's like this secret society
like
where
a
they're
sex
all
party.
like, yes. And then I saw you post a picture and I was like, I'm not worried. Y'all are safe. You're not going to be taken advantage of or tied up. You're good.
Good.
Did you feel like when you walked in, you were like, oh my goodness, this is like Star Wars meets Comic-Con meets like rec league softball guy meets like people that just came out of their parents' basement for the first time? And
I am also a nerd, so it's hard
like
for me to say
I
that.
saw the videos.
Yes.
I was like, oh
Okay.
my goodness, you guys are dorks of dorks.
Well, it was really cool because we were like talking to card shop owners.
Collectors.
And people who break on like TikTok. So we get there. I was so excited. It was kind of lame. Cal Ripken did not show up. It was not Cal Ripken.
So who showed up?
So I will say that if you're a diehard fan, you probably thought it was kind of cool, but it was two young players, but both awesome. Adley Rushman, who's a catcher, Gunnar Henderson, who was a rookie last year, is like number 2 in MVP race. But I just thought it was going to be somebody like a Jeter, or even to Lunchbox, and I'd like to apologize. I was like, it's going to be bigger than Cal Ripken. It wasn't.
We would have taken
Wait, hold
Cal Ripken.
on.
And so
wait,
yes.
those are the only two guys that showed up?
That's it.
And so they sat up in 2 seats with some guy in a polo, and he asked them questions, and they did a little interview, and then they were like, would you guys like to ask questions? And so, and they fed us. First of all, we got in this room, and it's like a mingle, and it's all like middle-aged men in polos.
Like, how many chicks? I didn't see one chick.
There were like 4, but they all worked there. They were like working for the place. It really was not. But that's okay. We didn't care about
Hey,
chicks.
what did you guys talk about? Like these? Oh no, you
Cards. One guy, he has a place in Knoxville. Like I'm doing a charity, like breaking, like a card ripping thing with Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. We talked about that. Like I'm trying to turn my hobby into something that also gives back. And so it was sweaty. There was no air conditioning. It was brutal for a while. And
air?
For like 45 minutes, if there was no air conditioning in this room, we were in with like 80 other dudes. So we're like, oh my God, what did we get ourselves into? So we go into this big room, and we're sitting at a table. We kind of made friends. I like the guys we were with.
You made friends?
Yeah, they were cool guys.
Cool. Yes.
They're from New
These
York.
are screen names?
No, they didn't.
No,
have screen
but
names.
I do know their breaking name though, because they do break cards. Yeah.
I thought you guys would chat.
What's the venue? Because I'm picturing you in
we
like
were
a
at
little.
Camden Yards, which is the baseball.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But it's like a little gathering room where you have dinner. So it wasn't even baseball-y. So we're up, and so the two guys are sitting up in two chairs. There's a guy interviewing them, and he's like, what was it like as a minor leaguer? They started going around the room. And so there were a couple kids in there, and the kid would ask a perfect kid question. Hi, what was your favorite hit as a little leaguer? Great answer. Then they'd go to some guy who's like, hey, you ever meet Rod Carew? Who's like a player from the 70s. And Eddie's like, you have to ask a question. I'm like, well, I don't want to ask a question. What am I going to ask him?
You're going to ask them, hey, what do you think about us nerds getting together and you guys having to sit up here and talk to us?
Well, that would have been a question because I did feel like a nerd. I was part of that group. I did feel like that was... I felt like Eddie was a little out of place because Eddie is not as nerdy as I am about this.
I'm not a collector like that.
Yeah. But Eddie goes, because both of them were in the All-Star game this year, he goes, ask them if they knew who won the Celebrity All-Star MVP.
I was like, that's perfect.
So you played against them?
No.
Yeah.
Amy, no. They played in the real All-Star game.
Yeah,
Oh.
I played in the Celebrity game.
They have no idea what that is.
I thought it was, honestly, I thought the Celebrity All-Star game was celebrities playing.
It was. Tell your friends that. I won MVP. No, they played the real one, which was like Monday. We played the Saturday night Celebrity game.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so I'm like, but we were so bored. And because it was just questions and the food is fine. And so, but we flew all, it was a mess.
Yeah, look, if it was down the street,
I know,
and we went, it would have been fun. Like,
the expectations were Lou Gehrig was going to be there, that there was going to be AC. The players are really good young players.
guys, we flew all the way to Baltimore.
We flew all the way to freaking Baltimore.
So they're young to where
legends.
could they grow to be
Yes,
legends?
but we don't
So
care.
y'all- But
We're
it's
not
like,
investing right
remember
then.
when we got
Yeah,
to hang out
great.
with them?
Amy, it said legends.
It's like
getting to play, a cover band walks in. Oh, they could be good one day. You know
That's
what I mean? Like, come on. No,
So-
you want the Beatles.
So we go.
Right.
No, but they're ballers. They're both, right now, they're awesome players right
Yeah.
now. But I wouldn't say they're big names for someone who's not a massive baseball fan. So we go. And I'm like, I'm asking a question. Fine, I'm just going to ask it. Because I was like, we'll record it for the show. At least I can get a bit for the show. And I was going to be like, hello, fellow all-star here. I'm just wondering if my tape from the Celebrity game was able to get to you guys and motivate you for the real game. Like I was going to be... And nobody was going to get the joke, but it was just going to be, it's going to fall awkward silence.
funny.
And to us, we were going to have some audio to bring in today.
Because we were getting bored.
They never came to me. I was the only one they never came to for a question.
Amy, they went to
Were you
like
raising
two
your
kids.
hand?
There were two people walking around the microphone. I'd be like, hello, over here. And they would just keep dodging me. I never got to ask a question.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you think that they were purposely ignoring you?
Yeah,
I don't
they
know.
were, they
I don't
were
know.
like, oh, maybe let's not go to the least nerd. Well,
No, I'm pretty nerdy too.
that's what I was going to say.
So, and then they were like, okay, you guys, we'll take pictures. We'll call you by tables and you can go take a picture with.
You didn't even get individuals?
Well, so I think.
Stop.
I'm not
You had
sure.
to have other nerds in
We
there
don't know.
with you?
We don't know.
We don't know because we left.
We left.
Oh, you
Because it was
didn't.
going to be a 30-minute wait to get a picture. And we were like, we just want to go home. So we just flew back home.
And
So
weren't they
what-
shocked when you told them we were leaving?
Oh, they were like, what, you're not staying? I'm like, no, we're good. We really appreciate it.
Did you get a party favor?
They gave us some cards and a bag with some baseball cards. And it was neat.
Wait, were those cookies on your plate? Did you get?
I ate the cookie immediately because I was starving. They made us wait in a sweaty room forever. And as soon as I sat down, I ate all the cookies at the table.
Before dinner.
Yes, I was like, I need to eat a cookie. It's on my
Oh,
Instagram,
man.
Mr. Bobby Bones.
Like how was the socially awkwardness of the other guys? Like was it like socially awkward?
I liked it because that's how I feel every room I'm in. And I could tell all of us were kind of like, ugh. I think Eddie was the healthiest conversationalist in the whole place. I am awkward around other people. And I think I was part of that group. I think that it was, I don't know, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good.
So Amy, yesterday when we made fun of him and how
Yeah,
nerdy
you-
it was going to be, we nailed it.
You nailed
We
it.
were 100% right.
The nerdiness, I don't have a problem with because I am a nerd for certain things. I just thought there'd be air conditioning in Cal Ripken, at least.
At least.
And like, I got to ask a question. I want anything. We flew it was a disaster. So anyway, I'm done. Except I'm going to Fanatics Fest this weekend in New York.
Yeah.
Which is,
What?
Which they were all going to.
yeah, everybody there's like,
Stop it.
everybody.
Oh my gosh, you're reunited
So
with
you're
this
going
guy.
back.
Hold
So
on,
you're-
hold
So
are you
mad.
like a
Hold on,
I
hold
need
on,
to,
hold
guys,
on.
let's reunite in New York.
punishment?
A lot of people were like, if they came from like the eastern part of
Oh
America,
my God.
they drove up through Baltimore and they were like, you guys going to Fanatics Fest in New York? And we're like, yeah, I'll see you there. Because we have a stage. To be fair, I love it so much. We have a stage at this place. And we have like,
What does that mean?
we have 40 athletes that are coming by to do the podcast. Very famous people. And so we have interviews booked with Cam Newton, Gronk, Rudy.
The actor?
No.
No, the real player.
Rudy.
Plaxico
That makes
Burris.
sense.
We have Andre Dawson, Ozzie Smith, Vinny Testaverde,
That's
CC
cool.
Sabathia. Like all these people are coming to our stage to do our show.
Okay,
But
not bad.
it was, well, see you there. And we were like inviting them to come hang out with us.
Oh, yeah.
Because they weren't, we liked
my
everybody
God.
there. But I was just like, this is so underwhelming.
We made friends.
That part was cool. The people, we didn't get kicked out for our shoes. But there was no AC. I didn't get to ask a question. And Cal Ripken wasn't there.
Yeah.
So that's all.
I'm just glad y'all made it back home in one piece.
Me too. I just couldn't.
Safe,
We
like
left
you're
and I
good.
just wanted to get home.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get home. So that was our baseball card night experience.
So how long did you spend with these people?
4 hours,
6
3 hours?
Yeah, it was it was a good time.
You stayed that long?
So first of all, we had to wait outside in the heat for like 30 minutes as
There
they
was a
checked us
line.
in and gave us our bracelet, and they handed us a piece of paper that said beef on it.
That's what we were eating, beef. They didn't want to mix
Like-
us up.
They didn't
with
want to
fish,
mix us up.
you
Yeah,
know?
there was crawfish. There was
crab.
crab.
Yeah.
There was beef. So they were like, okay, which one? Are you beef? I'm
So
beef.
We had to carry a sign that said
Beef. I had to walk around with a big sign that said beef for like an hour.
Wow.
Man, thanks for inviting me, Bo.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
last night we were home and Eddie was like, thanks for inviting me, but a little bit I knew. He was like, why did you invite me? It was like a mix of both.
Right.
But also,
I mean, it's a fun memory. Of,
Yeah.
it is a fun memory.
Yeah. Like you'll look back and laugh.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And we're laughing now.
Already
Yeah,
are.
and we'll see you at Fanatics Fest this weekend. So that's what's up. We had a time. We had a time.
Out of time.
We went to Baltimore.
I really thought that they were going to bring out somebody big. And they are going to be big in the future, but for that, I thought they were going to have somebody like, I don't know, that
We'd said Jeter, A-Rod, maybe.
there was, and there,
Like, did they have to pay those people to come by?
I'm sure Tops or Fanatics did a little something for them. Yeah. Anyway, so that's our experience, and
Yeah.
I still love people were great. It was just a couple of those elements.
Yeah.
So that was our experience. Thank you all for listening. Dude.